Hello, Nikolai Markovich from Echolake Technologies, echolaketech.com. And in this video, this is actually going to be the beginning of a video series on creating a messaging app using Bubble. Now, for starters, I've in an earlier video created a login page, and it was on a different page. Actually, I think I called it login, and all I did was I just copied those fields into this index page. The reason being is when Bubble starts up, the app starts up, it's going to be looking for the index page. So I figured I would just move the login over to here. One of the things that I want to do with the login, though, is I'm going to put them all into a group, and all I'm doing is hitting the Shift button here to select these. And then with on my Mac here, I'm hitting two fingers on the pad, or right click if you're on a Windows device, and I'm going to group these elements together. So if you weren't sure about this, this is kind of a neat little trick. So you can go and you can create a group here like this, or you can do what I just showed you and basically select the items that you want, the elements that you want, and then again, with two fingers, click the pad on your Mac, right click on your PC, and then group elements in a group. So it's kind of a nice little shortcut, if you will. So I'm going to call this group login, and you'll see over here on my elements tree, group login with all these elements in it now. So what I want to do now is actually notice that when I go to the workflow and log in the users, I actually want to go and reset the data on this group. So now that the group is here, I can do that reset. And I also want to do that. Create account actually does the pop-up, and the pop-up here, when I go and create it, it already does the reset. So again, I'll put a pointer in the notes below for the video on how to create this, pop-up and so forth. Log out, I want to go and reset data on it as well. Okay. Now for the Messenger app, in the pop-up, it doesn't have the first name and last name. So when I originally created the user account, create user account, I didn't have provisions for first name and last name. So with a Messenger app, I do want to have that information collected. Oops. Move these down, give some space, and I'm going to keep the username password the way it is, but I'm going to do a create first name, and copy paste that. And note here that the content format, because I copied and pasted, is password. I want this to be text. So that's very important that you set it up that way, or else Bubble is going to assume it's a password field, and you don't want that for a first name or last name. So input first name, and last name. And I'm just doing the Command-C, Command-V for copying. I could, again, 2 clicks, do a copy, and then do a paste. But I'm just doing a shortcut on my keyboard with a Command-C on my Mac, or Control-C, Control-V if you are on a PC. Oops, last name. Okay. just make a little bit of space here. I think these are all, let's see, 381, 381. Okay, they're the same height. Okay, now what we want to do, since we're collecting the first name and last name, are these. So 42 and 42. Okay, good. So now what I need to do is go in here and change my workflow. So again, I'll have the link for the other video to show how to do all of this, but what I want to do now is I want to, as I sign the user up, I want to go and get their first name. Let me back up for a second because I had created this while doing a demo for another purpose. I had added first name and last name into my database. So first name's text, last name is text. So that's a step that I have skipped in the other login video. Back to my workflow. So first name, and I want to do the input. First name's value, last name, input, last name's value, like that. Okay, so that's good. Now we have that information. So now this should be all set. The other thing that I want to do is just from an aesthetics perspective, I want to center this. So again, to center this, I'm doing the right click or the two-fingered click on a Mac. I want to center that horizontally. Same here. I want to go and center this horizontally, make it a little bit nicer. I'm going to go into the editor here. It's left justified. I want to put that in the center. I also would like to make this bold like that. Now it's got current users' email. Again, when I had this set up before, I was only collecting their email. I actually want to do their first name, and then what I want to do is, now one note with the bubble editor when you're trying to do what I'm showing you here is that it's got the current name, first name, and I'm just moving the mouse around a little bit, and I'm using my arrow keys to get right over into this area here so I can do another insert and then current user's last name like that. All right, and I'm just going to go in the editor just to make sure. Now you'll see here current user's first name and then there's no space, so it's going to put the names together. Now I can go here and I can do that space like that, or I can come back over here, and again the bubble editor is, and this is not the greatest, I can click the space bar and hopefully you'll see it move like that. Doesn't really look like it changed, but let's go back to the editor here. And now you can see that between current user's first name and current last name that there is a space there. So we are good with that. So let's take a look. Wow, okay, we've got a little bit of editing stuff to going on here. So let's go and clean this up a bit. All right, so what we've got here is, I'm going to make this element fixed width. And that right there, so you can see how it's spread out quite a bit. Now it looks much better. Okay, so what I want to do here is this test user. I think this is, I'm going to go and create the logout, create a new account, and let's say test 11 at test.com. Password, first name, I'll say Joe, last name Smith. And there it is, Joe Smith. Great. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm actually going to go and do a plugin because I want to have a menu on here so that I can go and show some of the other pages. So I'm going to go to plugins, and the one I want to use is called Slidable. Right there, Slidable menu. I'm going to install that. Done. And go back to the design. And then somewhere over here I should see Slidable. Like that. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to pick some, they come with these default options, and what I want to do is I have one for the calendar, and then hit return, and then what's the other one that I've got going on here? Calendar, and then video chat. I'm going to do one for the video chat. Video chat. Okay, now what we need to do is go over to the workflow, and we're going to click Add Event here, and then what it's going to be is when go to Elements, and then when Slide Menus option is clicked. Okay, so what we need to do here is Slide Menu A, and what did I call these? So I've got Calendar. So when this slide bar menu's current option is, and I got to type this in, make sure you spell it right, and it's case sensitive. I'm going to go to page calendar, and I'm going to send current users data. Just like that. So basically what this does is when the slide bar menu's value changes and the option is calendar, then it's going to go to page calendar. And we'll do this again. Element slide bar only when the slide bar's current option is, and what did I call the other one? Video chat. I'm actually, can I copy in? Yeah, I'm going to highlight that, do the Control-C, go to the workflow, and Control-V, like that. And then what we're going to do is navigate, go to page, where's my video chat? Video chat, data send, current users. All right, let's do a refresh, see how that goes. Now when I click on this, it's going to show both of these. And I can adjust the size, the width of it. If you don't like the width of it, I can come down here. Now where is, okay, menu width. I'm going to make this 150, so half the width. Let me do a refresh. Yeah, there we go. I was waiting for Bubble to determine that there was a change. So you can see now that it's about half the width. The other thing I want to do is you'll see that it's overlapping on this upper bar here. So what we can do is change that. So this is 120 high. So what I want to do here is distance from the top, 120, like that. So when I go, and now when I click on it, it's down below. So the banner here stays clear the full time. Okay, let's see if this works. I click on calendar, it should go to calendar. All right, I'm just going to do a back bar or back here and video chat, and the video chat. Excellent. So it's working. And what I'll do is, so these are some other videos, the calendar app and the video chat app. I'm going to put the links for those down below as well, so you can, if you're interested, you can take a look at those video series as well. Actually, the video chat is just a short 6-minute video to show you how to do peer-to-peer video chat using Bubble. It's kind of neat. Anyways, this is all I'm going to do in this video. The next video, I'm going to show how to add your friends, your contacts, if you will, so that you can use those when you set up the messaging. So you have a list of people you can create messages to. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up below, and I appreciate your time for watching this video to the end. Thank you.